What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So before I get into this video, I want to give a big shout out to John Lancaster for the $5 donation via the Cash App. He says in the note, I am a longtime supporter, and I thank John for showing love to his channel with this donation. I really do appreciate you showing love to this channel, man. I hope you enjoy the content, and if you are able to, please leave comments and let me know what you think about these videos. Also want to tell my subscribers a couple. I don't say this often, but if you like the content, please like. Please hit the notification and hit all so that you're notified of any and every video that drops on this channel. And share these videos. Please share these videos with people who you think like this type of sports talk. All right. And I also have another channel, Too Raw for Sports, which I upload regularly as well. All right. And I have a new channel coming up. It's going to be called Too Raw Entertainment. And I should be ready with that channel either today or tomorrow. And I'll advertise it on here. Might be today. But anyway, I want to talk about LeBron James. Oh, and to anybody that wants to donate to this channel, if you choose to, you can do so in the links in the description box below via the PayPal or the Cash App or in the pinned comment in the comment section. So I want to talk about this whole situation with LeBron James, right? I just want to clarify my position on this, all right? Sometimes I try to be funny, you know what I'm saying? Like I knew when the news came out yesterday that he had been cleared to play, that the conspiracy theorists are going to be out in full force. So sometimes I play on some of that stuff. But let me say this. Um, there have actually been a few cases in the NBA prior to LeBron James where players have falsely tested positive, false positives. Okay. Um, I wasn't aware of it, to be honest with you, as to how many. I think it's been 5 or 6 different players who initially tested positive, but subsequent tests showed that they were negative. They did not have the sickness. They did not have this illness that has ravaged this world over the past 18 plus months. Okay. Um, so LeBron James is the first one. I know that people get the perception that he gets favorable treatment. And to me, in some ways, yes, he does. He does get a lot of favorable treatment. But he's the most powerful player in the NBA. And arguably, I think he's the most powerful player in the history of the NBA. Period. I believe he's more powerful than Michael Jordan. At the same time, anybody that thinks that the league is going to let a player compete while he is positive and potentially spread it to other players, that's not going to happen. Okay, um, that's not a reality. I know a lot of people are out there who don't like him, or their channels sort of thrive off of that because, let's be honest, man, on social media, it's a lot more profitable to hate on LeBron James than it is to defend him. We see that. We see that. It's more profitable to hate on this man than to defend him. But I'm not built like that. I can't do that. I can't just push a narrative of hating on this dude no matter what the cost just for my pockets, man. I can't do that. I could never do that. I could never live with myself as far as my integrity. Some people don't give a fuck about that, you know what I'm saying? I always try to be honest in my assessments on here. You may not like what I got to say, and because of that, because of my motives, I may not ever be the biggest channels or one of the big dogs. But I guess that's one of the reasons why at least people respect me on here. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I will say though. Okay, while I believe that LeBron James is clean, he's clean. Uh, Apparently, he was always asymptomatic. I thought I heard Shannon Sharp say that he was developing a cough, but apparently I must have misheard that. So he's been clean. He doesn't. He's not sick. He mentioned something on Twitter the other day saying that he thought something was fishy because he didn't think that he was sick. So he's clean. All right. So he's available for his team. But I will say this: anybody that thinks that the NBA doesn't have a vested interest in the Lakers being successful this year, making the playoffs, at least having a decent run, LeBron James being available for the Lakers. If anybody thinks that the NBA, I'm not going to say rigged, that's too strong a word, but if people don't think that the NBA has a financial uh, preference for the Lakers to be successful, I think you're being naive. I'm not saying they're going to they rig the NBA, but it's obvious that in certain series. Okay, we watch basketball. We all been watching basketball for quite some time. Some been watching it 10, 15, 25. I've been watching it over 30. Some people longer than that. 40 plus 50 years, right? Been watching NBA. We've all seen series where some things are questionable as far as non-calls, free throws, um, one team all of a sudden taking a parade to the foul line in a close series, shooting 20 free throws in a quarter. The team that is the most popular, the team that is the most uh, publicized, going up against some small market team. We've all seen this, okay? Um, it doesn't always work. The league's not going to make it so obvious that they are influencing the series or they're trying to, you know, rig it to the point where it's making a mockery of their sport. But we've seen situations where a team can be at home. Now, this is something that's interesting. Usually, when a team is at home, you expect that team to get calls. But we've seen instances where a team like LeBron and the Lakers will be on the road and they're getting all the calls against a team that's at home in the playoffs. That's a small market team. We've seen that before. All right. So what I'm saying is, yeah, the NBA does, from a rating standpoint, has a huge vested interest in Lakers being successful this year. The problem, however, is that there's only so much the NBA can do or willing to do because the Lakers still got to go out there and play. So I'm not going to say the NBA is rigged. No, I'm not going to say that. But if you think they don't have meetings when the Lakers are playing, say, let's say in the playoffs they play against, let's just say for the sake of argument, they're playing against the Memphis Grizzlies. You don't think that Adam Silver and the management are having a conversation with the officials about what to call, what not to call? I mean, we even see it in high school. We even see it in high school. I have a good friend of mine who ran for city council recently, but he's also a referee for varsity, right? Even in varsity, he gets instructed by the supervisor of the referees They'll point out who the star is on each high school team and say, don't foul him out. People have come to see him play. So if you think politics aren't part of this, you're very naive. To an extent, there is politics involved, but it's a fine line between the sport and the business. And I think it can never be to the point where the business supersedes the sport to the point where it's too obvious. But yeah, ratings. I mean, you don't want the NBA, excuse me, would prefer a Lakers Nets finals. We see it on television. They would prefer that. And if they can do things around the margins to let that happen or to cause it to happen around the margins so that it's not too obvious, yeah, they'll do it. But they're not going to do it to the point where it just, compromises the integrity of the NBA. No, they're not going to do that. So we're probably going to see, barring injury, a Phoenix Suns and either a Phoenix Suns Warriors and Bucks finals, in my opinion, right? Which I think is a great thing. The NBA might not be too crazy about it because, you know, they don't seem to have much respect for the Bucks because of the small market team. But fuck what they think, you know what I'm saying? Um, the Spurs won 5 championships. As long as there's one marquee team, especially the Warriors or something like that, it's fine. The NBA's going to be fine. The NBA really needs to move past this whole LeBron era any goddamn way because the writing's on the wall that the days of the LeBron James, reign, if not already over, is seriously coming to an end. You know what I'm saying? But tell me what you guys think.